Good morning, afternoon, evening, and good dawn, my guys. This is your boy Cyfreaks, and I have broken my back yet again, tripping on another epic patch. Devs at high should be praised. We have yet more balance changes, new gear, a new league, and even a new map. So let's quit wasting time and dive on in.
Don't pause. Press play.
Once again, thanks for stopping by, and if you guys like my jovial attitude or like the info I put out, please hit that like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Now, while I know you guys are chomping at the bit for the meat and taters of this patch, let's go ahead and get the fluff out the way, shall we? First and foremost, market packages have been reset. This includes level packages and crystal packages. Check the description down below for all the details on their Facebook, their official post. UI wise, we can now see announcements in the chat notice when people acquire epics and loot boxes. Old school marketing tactic on a lot of websites to hype up, whatever it is they're selling. It's kind of an old school tactic. I'm not mad about it. Do what you got to do to make your bread. We got a new Griffon skin. If you ever wanted to embody the might and power of being a legendary Griffin, now is your chance. That's right, folks. While most people ride these badass birdies, you've decided you wanted to be the product of some lonely knight's one-night stand in his mount to produce the mighty Birdman. Surely I jest, but I'm sure someone wants this skin. I mostly just like the shoulders, but hey, I'm sure it does it for somebody. Personally, I'm not a fan, but if you like the Griffin, skin, feel free to shout out down below in the comments. With the new skin, we also got the new Griffin and Orca emojis, which can be swapped out by going to the icon tab in your profile settings. By the way, for those who never knew, like me, we also have drone emojis that only cost like 100 batteries. I never knew we had these, but they're pretty cool. We now have Master 2 League for those bored of always coming in top tier in Master 1. Now you can ascend to greatness in Master 2, which I'm sure will be full of far more intense fighting and more epics and legendaries. Friendly matches have been increased to 4 versus 4 and will be a 1st to 15 deathmatch setup. These matches will have a time limit of 4 minutes. This is something a little new. They did experiment with team deathmatch back in the past, so I'm happy to see it kind of make a soft return. I know many of you are probably like, well, why isn't it an official match type? Well, they're probably still trying to tweak it. They don't want to have a bunch of pre-made, parties just going in there and wrecking people and farming up all the gear and all the loot. They probably just want to see how it, pans out in friendly settings, and then they'll probably pull it out again because it was there in December, so I want to see what happens. Now for this next part, y'all, I have to take a little bit of a pause and bask in the fact that
Ha! In your face! You wrong, and I am right. I'm right.
That's right, y'all. Your boy was right. We have a new tier of weapons and gear aptly named Legendary, which I will cover later on in this video. Just hold your courses. But again, how did I see this coming? Remember a few videos ago, I said the only reason we can't scrap rare and epic TP to X coins is because it's being held for something later on, like when rare gear is no longer the same value it is before. It's not the main thing. Well, that time is now, y'all. With legendary gear, rare TP can now be scrapped at a whooping 1 to 30 rate. Also, X-Coin stores have undergone some changes. In addition to the epic TP pack, there are now weapon and gear set specific boxes for 300 X-Coins each, which include at least one rare. This is a great thing for people who are trying to farm specific weapon types, like when I was trying to get my halberd. Now, as per usual, let's dive into the meat and taters of this patch. First and foremost, we have the new Map Land of Solitude. On this map, players can select their starting location, and unlike other maps until now, you will have to make sure you're heading to the right in-game spot, like every other battle royale out there. The storm's focal point will be randomized, so pay attention and don't just auto run to the middle and let yourself get caught with your pants down in the storm. Land of Solitude will also have red boxes which will recharge and replenish with new items after a set time, so you can revisit them later on. No more permanent empty boxes near the center of the storm. This new map also borrows some MOBA features with a new area boss. This big baddie will have increased stats and HP and will guarantee a weapon +2 orb upon death to the one that kills it. Good luck. Now I'm just pausing for a second here for you guys to compound everything I've just told you. I know you guys want to get to the new weapon, but first let's cover the weapon changes for those of us who probably don't have the damn thing yet. The other 99.99% of us, aka normal people. Whales, calm down, put your pocketbooks away, okay? Hold on. One-handed Mace got each of its individual attacks tweaked. Its first 2 attacks got a small reduction in damage, 20% and 10% respectively, while its third attack got a nice 30% increase to damage. And yes, while regular people out there are going to be like, well, you traded 30% for 30%, you have to remember the third attack is the strongest. So I wouldn't be surprised if after doing some calculations, the math whizzes in the crowd are like, it's a net gain. Let me know how y'all feel. Up next, dual swords of all tiers got some love. The blue sword, Concerto de Sanguine, got its movement speed buff increased from 7 seconds to 12 seconds. And I know I probably butchered that name, stop judging me and let's move on. The Lava Blade's unique skill now does 3 times the stamina damage it did before, from 5 to 15. Let me explain this for those who don't quite understand just how awesome this is. The Lava Blade is an amazing weapon, but its unique skill, Blade Armor, could be blocked and just set in for its duration. In fact, many gear sets regen stamina faster than your attacks could whittle it down. With this change, however, we can kiss those days goodbye, and just like the Mace, the Lava Blade will be able to overwhelm turtlers until they break through their guard like hot knife through butter. No, that's not a pun, it just happened to be the first thing I thought of. Anyway, the Blade of Black Snow got its unique range almost doubled from 75 to 120, so it should be a lot easier to aim and catch people in that blind debuff you get. The Blue Giant Sword, Sword of Destruction, got its element interval stack marginally shortened. Honestly, not huge, it's from like 0.5 to 0.4 or something like that. But if you're fighting this weapon, just run away. Do not sit in its AoE. You will just get every element known to man and then die a really slow death. Again, don't just try to fight it head on. Try to outrange it, try to run away, and wait till that thing is gone. The rare Giant Mace Electric Hammer got the charge time of its unique cut in half from 40 seconds to 20 seconds. Its cooldown was also cut in half from 20 seconds to 10. However, its unique skill duration was cut from 12 seconds to 7. For those who hate numbers, basically the cooldown and the charge got cut in half, and it also lasts a lot shorter. I have mixed feelings on this. I still think giant hammers need a little bit of an attack speed boost, just a micro tweak, or maybe reduce cooldown on their attack animations, you know, to match up with giant sword, because after you swing, you're literally stuck there for like half a second, just, hey, attack me, I can't guard, I can't do nothing, just go ahead and wail on me. And I'm literally saying this after getting repeatedly two-shot by every player with Big Red Mountain. As ugly as that weapon is, it hits hard as hell, and my mental health doesn't appreciate it. Longsword got yet another nerf, this time to its out of combat skill Flash, whose damage will be reduced from 110% to 100. It's minor, but I still like it. Not hating on longswords at all, again, it's just if you're gonna have 2 specials, you can't have like 2 whole specials, you know what I mean? You gotta have some way to balance that out. And now for what you've all been waiting for, the newest weapon to grace our arena sands, guys. We have the Dahaka, a new pair of legendary dual blades that in all honesty completely scream OP. Let's dissect these bad boys. The Dahaka, said to contain the power of demons, has quite a few things working for it. First, its stats are amazing. While having just a tad less crit chance than the Blades of Black Snow, it has nearly 50% more block angle, more stability and critical damage. It also makes up for the lack of range dual blades have, the biggest issue the weapon type even faces. The Dahakas are basically electric dual yo-yos, which Hunter x Hunter Kilo fans will immediately vibe with. These things attack fast, far, and give the electric element, which gives you a chance to do large chunks of bonus damage while attacking. Up until now, only a few weapons have had electric on them, and none were fast enough to really take advantage of the status until Dahaka. It's basically double attack, and that's just the first amazing aspect of these wonderful weapons. The Dahakas have an amazing unique attack. To understand it, you must take a look at another weapon, the one-handed Mace Thunder. Many people have died to its unique, that giant thunder hammer drop from the sky that makes an amazing finisher. It does 130% weapon damage and gives electric status just in case whatever you hit isn't thoroughly fried already. The Dahaka takes that, gives it a wider AoE cone, a better damage base at 140% damage, and then gives it a damage multiplier per target hit, maxing out at 200%. It's also just a bit faster on the animation, so it's easier to squeeze in during pressured times. I'm sorry Thora, but Hela's a whole new goddess of thunder in these parts. Oh, and it doesn't end there. The Dahakas benefit from 2 unique passives. The first from being a legendary. All legendary weapons have a built-in blink instead of dash. That's right, you heard me say it correctly. There's a whole skill built into these monster weapons. In addition, the Dahakas have their own unique Fury Mode passive. Do damage enough and you go Super Saiyan with Fever Mode, which gives you 30% more damage and makes 30% of your damage armor pen. Armor penetration means that block doesn't mean nothing. You'll still just keep reckoning people, and then you'll break their actual guard, and then you'll do full damage. That's amazing to me. That's like really definition of a legendary weapon. This is kind of like for anyone who watches Sword Art Online, when Kirito actually got the Excalibur, or when he fought that dude with the I don't know the name of it, I think it was the Garm, and it just every other attack just went through things. That's what this is. That's what a real legendary weapon should be. So as scary as this weapon is, I gotta give it to the guys at Hyjin. They really brought out their imagination with making such a rare weapon, really feel like it's a rare legendary weapon. So good job. Good job, y'all. And that's the new weapon, guys. That's all the patch notes. As overwhelming as they are sexy, they did a good job with this patch. I'm really happy with it. I'm especially happy that they didn't treat it like the Vector armor. They didn't just make it a package you could just flat out buy. It's in loot boxes just like everything else should be in this game. Now that said, and I gotta be really honest with you, how fast do you think this weapon is gonna get tweaked and nerfed? I mean, it's gonna get tweaked. I think like every other patch is gonna have something on it. This weapon is good, but it's like too good. You know what I mean? There's too much going for it. And with the consistency of their updates, I'm pretty sure there's going to be, a little bit of something for that weapon every single patch, and all the other legendaries that follow it. What weapon do you think is going to be, next? I personally hope it's a lance. I love lances. I love mace too. I love one-handed mace. Everything else, hey, go ahead and bring it. I don't care. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Which one are you guys betting next? I really do just hope it's a lance. Tell me your hopes, tell me your dreams, tell me your gripes as always. Let me know what you guys think about the new map. Let me know what you guys think about team deathmatch and all that stuff. And as always, love, peace, and elevate your hunts, y'all. Late.